So before we begin, I got to state this is all my opinions, so please don't get mad in the comment section. Also, I will not be counting event dungeons and stuff like boss raids or any Christmas or Halloween boss like events, since they were not permanent and would obviously be unfair to rank them. But now we've got that out of the way, let's get into the ranking. Yeah, Underworld is dead last, and I know this may be controversial, but to be honest, all I say about this dungeon is a straight line. And doing the dungeon when you're on a noob to godly in Underworld physically is just a pain to go through, and there's nothing really much to say except it just feels generic and it's boring, really. So yeah. Next on the list is the legacy version of Desert Temple. To be honest, people knew this would be at the bottom of the list due to its age and being one of the most bland dungeon in the game, no offense, but besides that, this may be a bit biased, but nostalgic carries this dungeon, which is why it's over Underworld. But besides that, there ain't much to really say about this dungeon except that it's just Desert Temple. So yeah. Another controversial pick is King's Castle at number 16. Well, in my opinion, this dungeon is only this low because of the dungeons that are above this. It's not a bad dungeon, it actually has some really good design, but it's just outshadowed by future dungeons. It's not a bad dungeon, don't worry, it's just outshadowed basically. Yeah. Anyways, we'll go on to the top 15 now. If you've known me for a while now, no one is surprised that Northern Lands would be close to the bottom of the list, but well, I will explain why it's at top 15 and not higher. The design in my opinion ain't that great and feels a bit bland, to be honest, but also I would say, which I think the ultimate boss basically carries this over like the previous 3 dungeons I mentioned. And it would be much higher, but it's just because of the original part, it's just a bit bland, basically. So yeah, anyways, let's get on to the top 14. Here we are, Canals in the top 14. Well, I don't really have much to say for this one. It's just a more so nothing dungeon and just exists. It's nice looking, it just feels less atmospheric than the higher dungeons on the list, but yeah. Now here we go. Steampunk SE's been on the number 13 spot. Yeah. In my opinion, I think this is better than Canals, mainly due to the music and design. Plus, it's kinda nostalgic for me because it was right before boss raids. So that also made it go higher than Canals. But there are better dungeons to come. Now we're going into the top 12. And also I did drop a legendary by accident. So yeah, but you'll see that multiple times in this video somehow because I'm lucky. People may have expected this to be higher. And well, I would say I don't hate this dungeon. But I don't like it either. You will see in the next placement, top 11, why I do not like long dungeons. This is just one of them dungeons that's brought down by its length, not because it looks bad. This may be controversial, but I'm putting Yojai Peaks at 11, but that's mainly, there are a few reasons why. The length it takes to finish it, the time and how the bosses work, mainly the first boss in my opinion, second, third and fourth aren't that bad, and in my opinion I think this one out of all of them are the worst ones to grind, mainly because of the length, especially because the XP ain't that great either, I can tell you that right now. The other dungeons when you get to them will have a better XP gain, so yeah, just saying that, in case you're curious why it's so low also. Now it's time for the top 10. Starting us off is Pirate Island, and this dungeon is only not ranked higher due to lower atmosphere when playing the dungeon compared to others, and sadly because of how old the dungeon is. It's difficult to rank, but there are dungeons older than this later on, so don't worry, it's not just bias. Next on the list is Orbital Outpost. In short summary, to be honest, I like the designs of the mobs and bosses. Plus the dungeon is kinda cool. I just think it lacks atmosphere, and other dungeons just do the design a little bit better than this one. So yeah. For number 8, we go to the newer version of Desert Temple, which in my opinion is a pretty good dungeon. It's a dungeon I may also have nothing to say except to say, like, I like the design and the dungeon great. It has lower atmosphere than a future dungeon, which I keep saying, but it is true. So yeah, on to next one, I guess. Okay, so you may all be confused of all dungeons why Aquatic would be top 7, but basically it is an extremely nostalgic carried dungeon to its being the highest level dungeon which was released at the time when I was actually playing. And I like the design. The dungeon can be boring when doing new to godly, but overall I think it's a good dungeon, not bad, and it is close to the top, so I guess that's a win. I really like the legacy version of Winter Outpost. It's just, in short, a good atmospheric and overall great level. Great dungeon, I mean, not level. And plus it's short, which pushes it up by a lot because it's not going to take a long time when you get to it to grind. Entering the top 5, we begin with the newer version of Winter Outpost, which is only above the original due to the atmosphere being slightly better, and being a remake of the original. It does a pretty good job of sticking with the original and trying something new, basically. So yeah, I like this version of Winter Outpost, it's good. Next on the list is Guild of Skies, and in my opinion, it's just such a cool dungeon, and well, this and the number 3 spot could be changed either way since they are very similar, and I think this one has more generic design than the next dungeon, which is Volcanic Chambers. Do I really have to say why this is so high? It is an extremely epic dungeon, and the design is just incredible. Also the music just carries. Everything about this dungeon is good, but the 2 dungeons ranked higher, but this one is ranked lower because of the length, obviously. But yeah, let's get on to the top 2, shall we? Well, for the top 2, we begin with Samurai Palace, and oh my, this dungeon is just a masterpiece of a dungeon. Music, atmosphere, design is incredible. Though there is one dungeon I think is slightly better than this one, and it may not come as a shock to some of you. Now for my favourite dungeon, which is of course Enchanted Forest. And well, for why it's my favourite dungeon is just basically the visuals and design are some of the best in the game, and just looking at this dungeon just looks amazing. Plus the dungeon is short, which gives it a slight boost over other dungeons. It's just an all round epic and atmospheric awesome dungeon, which in my opinion is probably the best dungeon in the game. But people could put Samurai above this because it's just, this and number 2 also can be swapped around if you want. But yeah, anyways, this is the last of it. So yeah, hopefully you all enjoy this, and I guess I'll see you all soon. Also, I'll be doing an outro now, so take it away, future me. Hopefully you all enjoyed this, and I know it took a while to come back since it took like the previous video or whatever stream came like a month ago. But yeah, I'm back with a new video, but I'm going on holiday when you're seeing this tomorrow. So yeah, when you're seeing this, which is why some of the scripts and footage may have been rushed. But anyways, I'll see you all soon for more videos. See you everyone.